How far will people go for fame? And are you willing to throw everything away just for the price of fame? How far will people push themselves just for a glimpse of fame? In today's video, we're talking about one man who was crazy enough to put up with everything that was thrown in his way, just for the chance of fame. And that man is Tomoaki Hamatsu, a struggling comedian who willingly participated in a controversial game show titled Susunu Denpa Shonen, who was subjected to months of public humiliation and psychologically tortured on live TV in the 90s. And to this day, this remains as one of the cruelest live streams ever on live TV. The contestant had zero clue what he'd be walking into. Let me explain. In the late 90s, there was a Japanese reality television show called Susunu Denpa Shonen. This show featured comedians tasked with completing various challenges, many of which were deemed controversial due to their extreme physical and psychological demands. Some challenges were even isolating participants from the rest of the world. Contestants were randomly selected from a box, often unaware of the specific challenges ahead, with the promise of money and fame as their incentive. One of these contestants that were selected was Tomoaki Hamatsu, known as Nasubi, which is eggplant in Japanese, poking fun at his long face. Hamatsu was a struggling comedian in his 20s with very little income. He felt that he had no choice but to enter a game show in hopes of gaining fame. Prior to joining, Tomoaki had very little information of what the game show was going to entail. Once chosen, was finally told the premise of the game. He was tasked to enter sweepstakes from magazines to reach a total of 1,000,000 yen, which is roughly about 10,000 US dollars. However, this had to be done isolated in an apartment behind a live stream for 24 hours a day for the entire world to watch. During this challenge, he was asked to do this completely naked and with little to no food, which meant that he had to win food and clothes, which also had to be won by the sweepstakes in order to survive. And going back to the eggplant thing, the live stream did also in fact use a cartoon picture of an eggplant to censor any genitalia, once again, which only added to the humiliation. The more that we watched, the closer the similarities resembled to The Truman Show, a man whose life was completely broadcasted on live TV, exactly like Tomoaki. This time, however, it was streamed all over Japan for millions of people across the country that can tune in at any time, as the program ran for 24 hours. In the film, Truman's life changed drastically after the show had concluded, which perfectly describes Tomoaki's psychological damage once he was done with his challenge. The show ran for 15 months, and the fact that this happened entirely live, it may also have been a possibility that some prizes may have never reached Tomoaki, making the goal of $10,000 much harder said than done. During his 15-month live stream, he was restricted to very little forms of contact from the rest of the world, and only found out that he was filmed after the challenge was over. Prior to the challenge, it was never known by Tomoaki that the entire show would be broadcasted. Producers purposely provided him with the minimums, as he was often appearing cold and hungry during the live stream. During the hardships, Tomoaki was still able to maintain a positive outlook, which many viewers appreciated. The public, however, slowly grew disgusted by the producer's behavior towards the show, as Tomoaki had very little clue that his entire journey would be broadcasted. And the fact that Tomoaki also had to endure very harsh climates, this distaste towards the producers only grew larger and seemed exploitative. The challenge, however, doesn't stop there, and producers took this to their advantage, exploiting Tomoaki even further. When Tomoaki had completed the challenge, he was told that it was finally over, only to be taken to Korea and arriving at another apartment, where he was once again told to repeat the challenge all over again. The goal, however, this time was getting a one-way flight back to Japan. The challenge in Korea was much more torturous, as the producers kept upping his goal, going from collecting enough money to afford an economy flight back to Japan, which then later turned into a first-class ticket flight instead. The goal was met in a matter of weeks. Once he arrived back in Japan, he was once again met with another apartment. At this rate, was used to being unclothed and naturally took everything off once again. He was finally congratulated for completing the challenge, but was met by a live audience. After knowing the context, to me, this is the most horrifying part of the live stream. He He was shocked by seeing this many people witnessing the entire event unfold, and once again, was never told by producers beforehand that the entire program would be live. After 15 months, the challenge was finally over, but due to the psychological torture that he suffered for months, it took him some time to get back to normal again. He even feared being naked in his own home, due to the fear of possibly being watched again. The show peaked at 17 million viewers, but this was done at the cost of torturing Tomoaki Hamatsu live, surviving with whatever is necessary, and this even meant eating dog food and uncooked rice for some period of time. A crucial note to remember is that Tomoaki had the opportunity to leave whenever he wanted to, but I'm sure with him being so psychologically and physically fatigued, he decided to push through. Just this year, Hulu released a full-length documentary titled The Contestant, which covered Tomoaki Hamatsu's livestream experience. The more that we learn about Tomoaki, the more sympathy that we feel towards him. In an interview around the same time of the film's release, it was revealed that he was hesitant to sue because ultimately, let's face it, he was given the option to leave at any time but chose to persevere. In the documentary, Toshio Tsuchiya, the producers behind the show, sincerely apologized to Tomoaki for the hardships that he endured and expressed his willingness to help him in any way possible. In this interview, it was finally revealed that Tomoaki was finally rewarded roughly 10 million yen, which was roughly about 100,000 US dollars in the 90s. Unfortunately, Tomoaki Hamatsu never quite achieved his dreams of becoming a renowned comedian once the show had concluded, but his time on Denpa Shonen turned him into an inspirational figure. Despite 3 failed attempts, he successfully climbed Mount Everest in 2016 and became a local talent in Fukushima, appearing in various television shows. Hamatsu's journey teaches us the value of perseverance. Even during the grueling challenge on Denpa Shonen, he never once considered quitting early. In a recent interview, he reflected, "There are some things I gained. I became a celebrity, so wherever I go, I can make people smile. So that was a big thing, and that helped me. In the beginning, what I lost was way bigger, but as time goes on, the things that I have gained got bigger and bigger." Tomoaki Hamatsu endured public humiliation and intense pressure on live television. Yet, he remains positive and sees the good in others. His story is a testament to spreading positivity and striving to leave the world a better place than we found it. So before I wrap things up, quick little message. Thank you all so much for supporting. It's been a while since my last upload, so thank you all for sticking around. This has been a video essay I've been wanting to do for a while. I know it's been covered multiple times on YouTube, but figured it'd be a fun topic to cover. So please let me know what you think, because it's something I haven't really done before. So for now, I'm just gonna cover like little videos here and there, that kind of thing, see what you guys do. I did recently just create a Twitch that I've had for a couple years now, but I'm trying to make it relevant again, I guess you can say. So I'll post those links in the description below, as well as some like news sources, that kind of thing, just to give you some sources that I found in order to make this video, if that's your thing. But yeah, once again, thank you all for the support. I'll catch you guys in the next video, and love you all. Peace.